Take me there.
Okay, starts out and Too Slim, who's really fat, is holding up a brochure of the Alamo, and he's like, huh, and then he puts it down. He's like, no sir, it don't seem right. And then it comes to Woody Paul, and he's tinkering on his time machine, and it's like, what don't seem right, Too Slim? He's got like these little like binocular type things in his eyes, and Too Slim's like, Miss Marm taking kids across the prairie to visit the Alamo. Why, beyond the valley there be dangers aplenty. And it's like zoomed into his gross mouth. And then it goes to Woody Paul, and he's tinkering, and it's like kind of zoomed out, and he goes, oh, I'm sure they'll be fine. And then Too Slim comes up behind him, like squishes him into his invention, and it's like, Woody Paul, what are you doing? And then his face is like slammed into it, and his binocular thing stuck into his eye, and the like light thing is in his mouth, and he's like, he's in palm shaving club. And, it's into, he's like itching himself like a monkey kind of, and he's like, a time saving clock, and it kind of zooms out, and it's on Woody Paul's face, and his face is recovering from like getting smashed, and he's like, most clocks just tell time, and it zooms into his skeptical face, and he's like, yep, that's their purpose, Woody Paul. And then Woody Paul's like, you're always saying you wish you had more time to do this, that, or the other thing, and it's like, hands are flying everywhere, and then it goes close to his hand, he grabs the lever, and it says fast, normal, slow, slower, stop, and so he puts it on slower, and he goes, well, now you can have more time. And then music starts to, you can hear the music in the background, and it's Joey on this like wind-up music box thing that Woody Paul made, and Too Slim goes, thank you, Joey, the cowpoke king. And then he goes, now Woody Paul, remember when your contraptions opened up that, what did you call it? And he's like, modulated transtemporal gateway. And it kind of pans to the right, and this vortex opens in the sky, and a three-eyed dog falls out of it, and he's like, that's the one, well, we've been dealing with those consequences ever since. And then it goes to them, like, face to face. It's like, what are you going to do about Miss Marm's trip? I don't rightly know. Why don't you ask Ranger Doug? And it's like a close-up of him, and it zooms out, and like they're all of a sudden outside, and and then what's his name? Too Slim's talking to the horse, and he's like, "How have you been, Turbo?" Turbo goes, "Oh, a bit sweaty." And the horse flies are biting early this year. Other than that, no complaints. Ranger Doug, have you seen this? I have my crusty saddle companion. And then you can hear Woody Paul in the background, pretty distance, with his snapback. And then I didn't finish these three, but I got like the plot out done. So it's like, as we all know, I'm the keeper of the cowboy way, and it goes like zoomed in, like it's really close to his face, and it's zooming out slowly as he's saying all this crap, and then it goes to Too Slim, and it's like, it's kind of like this shot again, but it's animated, so it's different. And he's like, Ranger Doug, Miss Marm's planning a field trip across the prairie. That's it.
What do you think of Jarrett's?
I love the exaggerations.
That's what I was about to say. You stole the words out of my mouth.
Jarrett, leave it up for just a second while we talk on it. I feel the same way. You, Kevin, you commented on you figured out how to draw a hat. Congratulations. What do you think of Jarrett's hat on the cowboy?
I like how thin it was. It doesn't matter what kind of art style it is, as long as it's a hat, it's a hat.
Yeah.
So it looks like one of those sheriff hats, those really flat ones that you see from the cops.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, like the Smokey the Bear hats.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe this being a piece of animation?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks like one of those
It'd be better than
squiggly
like
wheel.
Flapjack or whatever.
What was that from Adult Swim? That little squid,
I don't know.
the squid
Squidbillies?
billies. Yeah, like Squidbillies. It reminds me of that. It's a little. It has a little certain details in close-up, just like how you see those American cartoons, how they make it look kind of gross and grotesque, but a really funny animated way.
Like Ren and Stimpy.
Yes.
I totally agree with you there, because I think, Jarrett, congratulations, you created characters, for lack of a better phrase, with character. I shouldn't use that kind of an adjective with an adjective, but it makes sense, doesn't it? And in animation, working a little over the top, creating characters that have personality is a really wonderful, good idea.
He pretty much redefines the grotesque version of America's cartoons, how exaggerated, how detailed it is.
Do you see this
how
on a
animated.
Saturday morning show, maybe?
Yeah.
I think it could definitely work as far as that's concerned, or at least Saturday Night Live.
Adult Swim, actually, because parents might parents nowadays think it might be a little too disturbing for kids, so it would be funny for Adult Swim.
Anything you do differently, Jarrett?
I made all their hats different. Like the little guy Woody Paul, his hat goes up like on the sides, and I don't know. They're all different hats.
I love the irony in Too Slim. He's chubby.
His nipples are always hanging out.
I love the irony in Too Slim.
And actually, I've got this opportunity, and I'm not sure exactly where to take advantage of it. I've got a friend of mine he's actually a full professor of art up at Stephen F. Austin University. He's a representative of the Liquitex Corporation, and he has Ranger Doug's mustache. I'd like to have him come down and talk to you guys. And I wanted him for my Wednesday class, which is the life drawing class. They're doing a full color piece, and I was hoping to get them some full color materials. And this guy's going to give them away. So I'm at a loss to figure out which class because he can't do Wednesday. He teaches on Wednesday, so he can't do Wednesday. So I may ask him to come to this class or my Thursday class, one or the other. And then invite everyone else in the world to come to the class too. Then we lose another day of class.
Did we get the storyboards too?
Yeah, I'm going to take it. I'll get it.